Okay, this is for EDA2. I got the data set from Kaggle. It is a video game sales data set. Um, so what I did, I started to import everything, all the libraries, and then I imported the CSV, and this is the data set. It goes from rank to the game names, platforms, the years they were released, the genre, the publisher, North American sales, European sales, Japan sales, other sales, and then total global sales. Um, so I first want to clean the data, and for the most part, after looking through the entire data set, it was mainly cleaned already. The only thing I really needed to do was encode some of the categories to be able to um, do a heat map and be able to figure out the relations between variables. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm going to encode categories to numeric for comparison purposes. Create an instance of label encoder. And I used this right here. I imported that into my library to be able to do this. So I'm going to LE equals label encoder. And then I'm going to use the .fit transform function to relabel the columns and basically make a new column with the numeric version of the categories. So we're going to do it for platform. Call it platform encoded. And then do the same thing for genre and publisher. Okay. So it changed all the categories into numbers. Now I'm going to go ahead and just print out the basic information. Okay. So there's a total of 14 columns and 6,598 rows. All right, on to the first question. Are there any correlations between the variables? So I'm going to go ahead and do a heat map, and that's where the label encoding comes into play. So let's go ahead and do correlation is equal to data frame correlation numeric only. Equal to true. And then I just want to change the color. Do SNS color palette. Rest as CMAP equals true. Heat map. All right. So as we can see, there's not much of a correlation really between any of these. I would say like all the sales, the European, Japan, North American sales, and other sales are all related to global sales. I mean, the global sales are the total of all those sales, so that makes sense. So what else? We also see year and rank. Um, yeah, the relationship's not very strong in any of these. For the next one, it says average number of sales per year. So we're gonna do average. Average sales per year is equal to data frame group by year. And the mean of the global sales. I'm gonna go ahead and plot it. So I'm gonna do average sales per year dot plot kind is equal to line. T X label will be year. Y label will be average global sales in millions. And then the title will be average global sales per year. Okay, so based off of this graph, it looks like the peak years would be between 1984 to 85, and then 1988 to 89. And then there's a huge drop in between those two, and then there's a huge drop afterwards, and never goes back up to that same height again. So we're gonna look a little bit more deeper into that. So we're gonna explore the highest and lowest peaks of the average sales throughout the years and investigate platform dominance. So let's see. We're gonna go ahead and identify the max really fast. First, we're gonna do max index, so it'll show you the year, and then it'll give you the average sale for that max index. So average sales per year, ID X max, like that. Max year, STR max index. You're gonna find average sale per max. That's STR max of average sales per year. Let's print that out. So the max year would be 1989, which is there, with the average sale of 4.32 million copies sold. And then let's identify the minimum. Same thing, except with minimum index is equal to average sales per year. Not IDX min. Right. Min year plus SCR min underscore index. And then print average sale per minimum. Oop. Plus SDR minimum of the average sale per year. So minimum would be minimum year is 2017, which is right here, with the average min of 0.016 million copies sold. Okay, and then I'm also gonna find the range between the max and the min. Using P2P. So PTP, so range is equal to NumPy PTP average sales per year. I'm gonna print that as range. This STR range. So the range is about 4.30 million copies from the max to the minimum. And now I'm going to investigate platform dominance. So I'm going to first sort the data from highest to lowest, just to kind of see which years have the peaks. So sorted average sales in descending order is going to be equal to average sales per year dot sort underscore values. Ascending equals false. And then I'm going to show the head of 15. Those are the top 15, so we could see that 1984 to 1989, 85, 86, 87, 88, and 89. Those are the values of the peak years, the two highest peak years with a drop in between. And then if we reverse it to ascending to be true, it'll show you 2017 is the lowest. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do it based off of the graph earlier. So I'm just gonna filter the data frame to where the years are equal to the columns with the highest. Sorry, I'm gonna filter the data frame to include only the rows with the years that have the year column that has the highest peak value. So that's 1984, 1985, 1988, and 1989. I'll call it plot peaks data frame. Where is in 1984, 1985, 1988, 1989. And then I'm going to group platform. I'm going to group by platform and the sum of the global sales. So if I print each platform, that'll show me all the platforms that were in those years and the average or total global sales. Sorry, the average global sales. Million. So I'm gonna go ahead and plot it. Do a bar plot. The title being platform dominance during peak years. 1980 to 1985. and 1988 to 1989. And then the next label will be current, present platforms during peak years. By label, average global sales in millions. So we can see that Nintendo is the highest, and then Game Boy comes in second, but it's about only a little less than half of Nintendo sales. Then afterwards is 2600. And then it would be PC and the DS during those years. Next, we want to explore the highest and lowest peaks of average sales throughout the years and investigate genre preference. So we're going to do that by actually, I'm going to go ahead and show the top 5 from games sold during this time. So top 5 games sold, I'm going to go ahead and filter to only during those dates, those years. So flat peaks, so data frame, year. Is in 1984, 1985, 1988, 1989. And then I'm going to group by the platform name, group by platform and name with the sum of the global sales. So games, flat peaks, group by platform. Name. And I'll do global sales. Dot sum. And then I'm going to find top 5 using n largest. The top 5 equals games underscore flat dot n largest 5, top 5, and we're going to do all. We're going to print top 5 peak. Let's see. Oh, we go. So the top 5 is gonna be Nintendo with Super Mario Bros. Coming at 40.24 million, then Game Boy, which is with Tetris at 30.26 million, and then back to Nintendo with Duck Hunt, and then Game Boy with Super Mario Land, and then Nintendo with Super Mario 3. All right. Then the next question is explore the highest and lowest peaks of average values or average sales throughout the years. Investigate genre preference. So we're gonna filter again. So I'm just gonna copy and paste. With the same years, and then we're gonna do a group by. We're gonna group by genre with the sum of global sales for each group. So genre underscore preferences is equal to flat peaks dot group by genre, then group by global sales dot sum. Go ahead and print genre preferences. So I'm gonna go ahead and plot it as well. Let me make this a little prettier. I'm gonna do title, which is gonna be genre preference during peak years. 1984, 1985, and 1988 to 1989. Next label will be genre. Y label will be average global sales in millions. So it looks like platform games, which are like, if you think of Super Mario Bros, where you jump over obstacles and platforms and it's kind of going through a scrolling motion, that's what platform games are. And it kind of makes sense during that time that that's one of the most popular games. That's one of the things that came out with Nintendo and just really popular and something that we still play to this day. So okay, next is explore the highest and lowest peaks of average sales throughout the years, investigate regional trends. So same thing, I'm gonna filter with these specific years, but I'm gonna also include the years that where they dropped between the peak years. So filtered that. Now I'm gonna break global sales into the other regions. So sales by years equal to flat peaks dot group by. I'm going to group by year with the sum of NA sales, European sales, Japan sales, other sales. Some. So it has all that and it should equal to the global sales for each year. So let's go ahead and plot that. So sales by year dot plot time equals bar. And it's going to be a stacked bar chart. So stacked equals true. And then X label year. Y label global sales in millions. And then title global sales in years. Let's give it a legend. All right, there you go. So it popped up as expected. North American sales are the highest, and next is Japan sales. And they increase according to the first graph that we showed. So that makes sense. All right, next one are game trends. What's the trend of genre preferences over time? So we're going to group the data by year and genre with global sales based off global sales. So we're going to do the average of global sales, and I'm going to unstack it. Let's see. GROUP. Okay. I'm gonna plot a line graph that for genre in genre underscore sales dot columns plot genre underscore sales dot index genre underscore sales genre labels gonna be genre. X label will be year. Y label will be average global sales in millions. Title will be trend of genre preferences over time. Then we're going to show a legend with all the genres. And this is just giving me this is just doing placement of where that legend will be. Give it a grid. Let's see. I'm gonna take this a little bit bigger. So with this, you could see that platform is one of the highest, as well as shooting games. And then it goes up to racing games down here. Shooting games kind of stays a little bit higher than the rest usually. Same with platform games as well. And it gets a little harder to read, but there was a way for me to make it bigger, but I just can't figure that out at the moment. I don't remember how to do that. So yeah. Um, Next is game trends. What's the trends of platform dominance over time? So we're gonna do it for the top 10 platforms because there are a lot of platforms. We're gonna do a scatter plot. So we're gonna do a group by platform. Look for global sales. Top mean. And then do 10 by doing n largest. So I'm gonna do top 10 platforms. At mean dot n largest is going to be 10 dot index. Then I'm going to group the data by year and genre, then calculate the global sales for each genre in each year. It's in top 10. Then I'm gonna plot graph. So I'm gonna do on platform underscore sales, not columns. Scatter platform underscore sales dot index platform underscore sales platform label is equal to platform. Its label is going to be year. Y label is going to be average global sales in millions. Title is going to be platform dominance over time. Then we're at legend. Got a grid. There we go. So over the years of the top 10 platforms, we see Game Boy had the highest during the peak times, and it rose up a little bit. 2600 didn't last very long. It only lasted till to 1990. Um, right now during the 2000s, it's going to be Wii, PS4, and Xbox. That's pretty popular. Back then during the peak times, it was Game Boy, GN, Nintendo, um, and then 64, and it just kind of drops off. So as newer platforms emerges, more people will use it, and the old ones won't be used anymore.